Hey, Jeff again. Welcome back. We've got a dandy today. We've got a real horsepower car here. This was the last of the horsepower wars, 1970. So, you older fellows older than me may know that back in 70, there was the OPEC oil embargo and also the Clean Air Act, which basically put an end to the ownership and, well, manufacturing of high horsepower vehicles. Gas got expensive, gas got rationed, so the consumer wanted more fuel efficient cars, and that's when we started to see the Japanese economy cars come into the market. But this thing is a swan song. This is a 1970 Pontiac Grand Prix with an alleged 455. Now, in typical Chief Classics fashion, it is rougher than a cob, but let's see if we can drive it. Looking at it from 10 feet away, it doesn't look so bad if you kind of go like this or like this. If you really just show, you know, the side profile looks pretty good. But she is not. But here she is. I don't know if we've ever had, I don't think we've never had one of these on the channel, have we? This is a 70 Grand Prix, two-door, of course, with an alleged 455 under the hood. So we bought this car out in central Nebraska. The fellow that we bought it from had owned it for a while, and he lived in West Virginia when he bought it. And as you can see, this thing has a Virginia plate on it from 90. So it has been laid up a bit. I believe that he had it running and driving in his possession. It looks like it had some new Goodyear Eagle tires, and I mean new tires put on when it was parked. Look, there's still the rubber flashing on the tires, so these suckers barely got turned. So I believe it was running and driving when it was parked. Otherwise, why would you put new tires on it? But it doesn't look like it's moved in a long time. So I used to think that the you know, eastern coast, especially the farther south you get, the cars were relatively decent, but it seems like they tend to rot from the top down. As you can see, I don't know, oh, this was vinyl. Yep, so it had a vinyl top on it. And then, I don't know if this was painted or what, but there's remnants of vinyl in it. Yeah, this poor sucker. Both sides have quarter panels full of Bondo pretty badly. And as you can see, we've got some on the door we've got to repair. We've got Bondo coming out in the fenders. Oh, that's a big hunk of Bondo in the door. Yeah, I think the thing had been doctored up and worked on once before. Isn't it crazy to believe they kept these cars cool with such a narrow grille? I mean, that's a whole 8 inches wide on both sides, is it? Oh man, we've got one T3 headlight in there. Better not let the thieves run off with that. How's this fender look? Yeah, it's bubbling. Oh, we don't have rocker trim on the other side, do we? This door looks okay. Then again, we've got the same thing going on. Oh yeah, so we've got vinyl left. Yeah, this quarter's made out of Bondo too. Poor thing. Yeah, oh yeah. We've got a big crack right there. But it's relatively complete. I think all of the letters for the deck lid are sitting inside down on the floor. Can we see what this says? Ah, gross. Cowboys? Where's our exhaust hooked? So it's still hooked there, and then it's wired up here. We've got a serious hitch and a 7-way plug back here. Looks like we ran into the trailer once before. Yeah, December of 90 in Virginia. Well, while we're back here, can we do a sniff test? The filler tube is white on the inside. Great. Yeah, it smells like really old gas. Go figure. but it's all there. Except for they're missing some trim rings, some center caps. We've got the rallies, we've got the 15, so that's cool. Wonder if we can see our differential. We have a 10 volt with a Posi-Trac on it. We've got the coil-over shocks. We've got the trailer package on there. Son of a gun, look at this hitch system. It's planting season. We could haul a seed tender with this thing. Let's get inside and see what we can see. These have just the trickiest door handles on them. Look at that, huh? Our oil change sticker got painted over. Man, this smell brings me back. My uncle had a 76 Trans Am that sat on my other uncle's farm while I was a kid, and this car smells exactly like it. I don't know what those pieces are, but check it. We've got a power window car. I don't think we've got power locks. No, it's a Model J. Fancy. What we got in here? Cigarette butts, broken glass. She's pretty rough, boys. The door panel had seen some sunlight. When I brought this thing home, it was just a box elder bug colony. It was alarmingly gross. Don't you love how these 70s steering wheels drip down? Oh, it's disgusting and sticky. Yeah, more power windows, no back seat. Oh, we can see into the trunk. Let's get back there. Here's the hoping I don't fall on the floor. So we've got, okay, just a bumper jack and some gaping rust holes. There's our air shock port. I guess we don't have those anymore. We got an ice scraper. Where's our ice scraper from? Doesn't say. Couple sun visors. I have no idea what these are out of. Those are like pickup sized. Those are probably the originals. Well, no, these are the originals, but in black. Fancy. Check out the bucket seats with the headrests. Do you open? Oh yeah, we got information in here. Receipt from a Mazda pickup, an Afro pick. How about a key? Could we be bothered with having a key? A.A. Chenault from Pulaski, Virginia, 1969 Protecto plate. Lighter's no good. Some salt. No key. Do these not have a glove box? No, they don't. There's no glove box, and there's not a lot of leg room. I don't understand. Warm, cool. It's an AC car. No radio, but oh, check it. We've got a shift pattern here and a shift pattern here. Does that mean, nah? Well, it is a slap shifter, but it's not a dual gate, unfortunately. We don't have a key, but the ignition moves, so that's a good sign. Man, this interior has just had it, man. We've got a tilt column, reverb. You can wash or you can wipe. And check out the brake controller. Oh boy. Dummy lights, fuel gauge, 140 mile-an-hour speedometer, 98,000 on the clock. Oh, is that what I think it is? It is. Right? No? Nope, I think it's just a regular clock. I thought it was a tick-tock tack. And we've got the old Sun Tune part store special gauges going on over here. Well, all in all, some good options, but pretty underwhelming when it comes to finding things. God forbid we would buy a car with a set of keys in it. Boy, even this is strange. That's nifty. All the letters are in a carpet depression caused by the rotted out floorboard beneath it. Oh shoot, that carpet is structural. These nuts are gonna fall through. Yep, just like that. As cool as these cars are, the engine was the reason for buying it. Here we have a 455, allegedly. 4-barrel. Oh, air conditioning, power steering, power brakes. We've got a battery core. Check it, we've got chrome valve covers on this guy. And air filter lid. 7 M5 heads, so those are 455 heads. Let's see if the block is correct. So we've got a YA code down there on the block. You go to 70, and then YA is the 360 horse 455. Not a bad engine at all. Now, what do our fluid levels look like? It's hard to see in there, but about halfway down we have antifreeze, not oil. It's black and it's mostly where it's supposed to be. Maybe, oh, yeah, it's the fill line. Okay. This thing is really complete, dude. There's not much missing, there's not much deviated from. Like the fuel line got snapped off like they all do, but other than that, thing looks pretty original and untouched. AC, power steering, power brakes. Cruise? Oh, no cruise, but what a hot rod. No wing nut on the air filter, that's great. And there's some junk on it. But we've got the big old monster quadrajet. It's probably an 800. Looks like poop. We'll get the poop off the carburetor. It moves. I'd like to vacuum that out before I really try to open it, but we've got movement there. All right, things are looking up. Now let's see if the engine moves. Oh, nope. Oh, all I did was tighten the belt. About up here on the alternator. Nope, not looking good. Oh, nope. Stuck. All right, that complicates things. Let's go to the next step. I'm gonna mark which plug wire is number 1. Pull all the plugs, pull all the wires. We got to give this engine a drink. Got the plugs out on both sides and they all look uniform. I mean, they're charred as all get out, but there's no sign of water damage or mechanical damage to any of them. So I'd assume this engine is just stuck from sitting. I don't think it's because it got moisture down the air cleaner or anything like that. So let's see if we can get it broke loose with some penetration. I've got a 50-50 batch of ATF and kerosene mixed up. I'm gonna fill up these cylinders probably until it runs out, and then put the plugs back in and let it marinate for a bit. So we're 2 days into the future, plugs are out. Let's try it now. there goes our belt. Oh, we still have our fan. Oh, I don't know. Oh. I need a 12-point socket. You know what? I'm tired of struggling. Let's hit the key. The key must be on. I can hear a contactor. That's cool. All right. Don't see smoke. I'm gonna hit the key. Hey, how about that? I'm not sure if I see smoke or dust. I think it's dust. Probably just kerosene vapor. Hey, cool! We've got a spinning engine. Ain't life grand? Now what do we do? Great, now I suppose I'll clean the plugs off, I'll throw them back in there. Yeah, it's just vapor. We're gonna look for some spark. Taking brake clean to the spark plugs. Trying to get the oil off so that they actually fire. And I did something I shouldn't have. Remember how there's not a key? Yeah, well, I turned the ignition all the way back into the lock position and it stayed there. Now the steering column's not locked, so that's great. We just need to overcome the ignition aspect, and we need to get our ignition switch moving. So we'll show you how to do that. So I'd presume around 68, 69, GM started putting the ignition cylinders in the column instead of on the dashboard. And you can see our wheel's not locked up, so that's good. If you need to move one of these cars, say you've got a parts car or you don't have a key for it, and your ignition is in the lock position and you can't move your wheel, what you can do is you can use your He-Man strength, turn it really, really hard, and you will break the pin that holds the steering wheel still. But we don't have to worry about that today. What we have to worry about is getting the ignition switch off the top of the column. So it's typically held on by two 5/16 headed screws. Yep, they are 5/16. You need to take the two screws out, and then you'll be able to drop the switch off the top of the column and operate it manually. Yep, there's one of the little screws. We won't lose that. All right, I've got both screws out. Now there's a rod in the column that's operated by the ignition cylinder. You need to fish that rod out of the bottom of the switch, and then you should be able to get the switch wrestled out. It's loose. You just gotta figure out which side it wants to come out. Neither side very badly. Might have to drop the column down. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll quit screwing around. We'll take these two bolts out here. I think they're 9/16. 9/16 or 5/8. And the whole column's gonna drop and we'll be able to get the switch out. All right, we got the column off the studs. Got the column pulled down a little, away from the bracket that it mounts to. There we go. We gotta get the rod out. That's long. Yeah, we would have had to drop the column. And now we'll get our switch pulled down. There's an unnerving, I just unplugged something, unnerving amount of snake skin in here. It's probably just garter snakes or bull snakes, nothing to be too concerned about. All right, here's your ignition switch, and right here is where the rod goes on your steering column. So now we can manipulate that slider in there, and we can turn on the ignition with a pick. All right, now watch this. So we're in our off position. One way is going to be accessory, one way is going to be on, and then start. That, let's see what we got. That must be, to the left is accessory. Then we've got to the right. Now we're on. And then if we bump it, we should crank the engine. Or I'm full of it. I'm missing something? Ah, to the left is start. Do we need a neutral safety switch or something? Are we missing something like that? There's a wiring connector. It's 2 purple wires on the neutral safety switch. Here we go. I'm gonna make a jumper. Then we'll try that. Alrighty, we got this here jumper wire. We'll plug that in. Now we'll try them. There we go. So there you have it. That's your 2 wires to your neutral safety switch. Jump that, pull this switch off, and pull to the left. So we're in the on position right now. We'll put it in off. Oh, we're in accessory now. No, that's accessory. Come back one. We should be off. I don't know why the neutral safety switch decided to stop working. It is a switch that mounts to the top of the column. It is only supposed to let the engine crank when you're in park or neutral, but sometimes your linkage gets out of adjustment. Maybe if we would have twisted the column around a little bit, we could have got it to work, but hey, now we're not gonna have any issues. So I noticed something. We don't have exhaust on this side, and you can tell by the engine spinning over with the key off. That fast revolution is because we don't have a lot of compression on one cylinder, but the rest of them sound okay, and the engine speed is starting to pick up like it's not stuck anymore. So I'm gonna get inside, we're gonna turn the ignition switch on, then we'll see if we have spark. All right, everything is hot. Let's check. Nope. All right, let's clean the points. I just took my finger and wiped on the dust where number 1 is at, just in case our plug wires come off. It tends to happen sometimes, especially with these old brittle plugs. Not plugs, wires. So our points are right here and they look pretty awful. There's a lot of white buildup on them. Slap them around, try to get that buildup off. Let's turn it over so that the points are open. Oh, the points are broken, that's why they don't work. Okay, well we need new ones then. You see the pads here, weren't opening as the engine was turning over, so our points assembly is no good. All right, ignition is on, let's watch our points. Here we go. I think I see a spark. All right, let's put our cap back on and our rotor, and we'll check down at the plug wire. All right, key is on, let's look for spark. There we are. All right, now we need to address our vacuum leaks. We've got a full port leak here, and I saw a hose ripped off up here, so let's get the cap and those off. Being there's not much for emission on a 69 engine, there's not much for vacuum lines either, so we've got this full port line, which went to our PCV valve. We've got this skinny plastic line that runs all of our HVAC stuff, full port vacuum that runs the brake booster, and then we've got a, I'd assume that's probably timed, vacuum port that runs our vacuum advance. What do we got? Transmission modulator, I believe, also full vacuum, and then this little vacuum pot here on the carburetor. Not much, everything else looks like it's in good shape, so I'm gonna see what I can do to get that carburetor cleaned out, and then we'll feed it some fuel. Our bottom throttle blades are shut, so we shouldn't be letting anything into the engine doing this. Ooh. Saw a lot of dust come out of our bowl. That's exciting. What's the allowable amount of dirt for a quadrijet to eat? We'll do a little vacuum action here. Man, a lot of dust in there. That's exciting. All right, let's try it. Let's try this. We've got carburetor movement, that's excellent. So, party first and safety second. We've got a rubber mat underneath of our open exhaust manifold to try to keep the dirt from catching on fire. And I've got a, what, 15-pound fire extinguisher out here. Let's fill the bowl. I've got the fuel line cut off, so hopefully if the fuel pump does start to work, we're not sucking up any old fuel. Bowl is filled. Let's give you a healthy drink. It's leaking already, that's great. I'm gonna hit the key and then we'll try the switch. Come on, baby. Sneezed. You got this. Not bad, not bad at all. I wish we had an exhaust pipe on this side, but I think it ran until it ran out of fuel. So let's get a fuel line mocked up. Let's check out our antifreeze and let's try it again. All right, got the electric pump hooked up. Let's turn it on and see if we can turn this carburetor into a geyser. Nothing so far. Can we tell if we have accelerator pump? Sounds like we have accelerator pump. Oh no, what's that sound? Yep, there's the flooding. Shoot. I thought we were gonna get through this without having to deal with it. Well, we can try to fix this. I think that's where the float hangs. Somewhere around here. Let's try again. Nope. Still nope. So our needle and seat is stuck. allowing an unrestricted amount of fuel to flow into the carburetor at, I don't know, 3 psi, a couple gallons per minute. I think we got it broke free, but she's good and flooded. We're gonna come back to this after lunch. All right, we've let this gas marinate for a couple hours. Let's try this exercise again. All right, are you gonna flood? Or are you gonna be a good quadrijet? Seems fine. Had a bad connection, now let's try it. And a bad starter. Let's bring our idle up a little. Maybe we can start it off the switch. Exhaust on one side still. Yeah, right there. It's wild. I don't hear any valve train noise. I see oil on top of the head. This is way better than I could have hoped for. My heater valve has a leak. We've got a lot of stuff burning off this thing, you know that? That's the only active leak I see though, is that antifreeze dripping. Fair amount of smoke. But you got to remember, we've got kerosene and ATF all over everything. Hence the fire extinguisher. Pro tip, keep your fire extinguisher away from everything flammable. It'll burn it all off, right? We're hanging out at around 180, which is good. I forgot we have gauges in here. We're not charging because we don't have a belt, and we're anywhere between 30 and 40 and 20 psi. So It has oil pressure. It's not outstanding oil pressure, but who knows what kind of oil is in it? Who knows how much gas is in it? Who knows how old the oil is? We know it's at least a couple decades old, so I'm gonna let it run for a little longer, and then I guess we'll see what we do next. Cut out, but I will admit that cleaned it up a lot. You notice how much higher our idle is now? Just kind of had to blow some crap off the valves. It's either a lot of antifreeze or a lot of transmission fluid. Oh, it's engine oil. Good thing we shut that down. Yeah, we blew our oil line off, it appears. Well, at least we got it nuclear hot first. Yeah, we just blew the probably plastic engine oil line off. It's all right, we had to do a change anyways. All right, I guess that's our next step. All right, we got the heater core bypassed and we have a new line going to our oil pressure gauge. And I found a vacuum leak right here because the transmission modulator wasn't hooked up. So, now let's try them. Nice. To put our lives in the good Lord's hands. We've got, ooh, we need to maybe get that away from the alternator, huh? Okay, now we're ready. Battery, fuel supply out of that jug, got the transmission topped off, got the brakes topped off. Let's give this a whirl, eh? We're probably gonna lose that wire on the way out the alleyway, but yeah, that's just kind of what happens sometimes. Find our good pick. Let's give it a couple, 3-4 shots. Don't mind me here. Oh, you son of a gun. I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. don't see any obvious leaks, so what's stopping that? Oh, we better do something about that. There. Now it has kindling. Oh, come along, little buddy. In case we need you again. I'm bummed I didn't get to video it when I had that white 60 on fire. Alright. We have kind of a brake pedal. How about reverse? It's trying. Probably low still. Neutral. There's drive. I don't know if it's drive, but it's a forward gear, and we seem to have a brake, so. Have front brakes. This transmission is slipping bad time. We better shove some Lucas in them or something. Oh gosh, oh no, not a car. Can you get out of my way quickly, please? This is the opposite of quickly. Oh, now we have another one? What the fuck? Everybody take your time, please. I can hear my exhaust dragging. Not enough power to pull the grade. Stay close, Doyle. I don't want to bang you on the wall. We're in. Yeah! We did it. Okay. Transmission slips terribly bad. Brakes kind of work. At least I think the fronts probably do. There was fluid left in the front part of the reservoir. I couldn't see any in the back. But the vacuum aspect seems to work and doesn't seem to bog the engine down too bad when you hit the brake pedal. So maybe our master cylinder or our brake booster is okay. So things we need to address. Transmission overall health, we're gonna fix with more fluid and Lucas. And we need a fuel system so that we can get rid of this conglomeration and put a battery that fits in there so we can close the hood. So let's get to figuring all of this out. Oh, also, alternator belt would be nice. Judging by our dipstick, I think that we're still probably low, but hey, this can't hurt, right? This will help thicken us up. We're probably just, you know, still another 2 quarts low, but we'll add this. That's going to help our case. Hard to not notice that this new alternator belt touches the back side of the power steering pump pulley, but that's for future us to worry about. Still spins. I don't think it's thrown out of whack that much. It'll clearance. Don't worry. It'll be fine. I'm going to preface this by saying if you're planning on driving your car across country, don't do what I'm doing. Let's see if we've got... Oh man. I think I can hear air back at the tank. If I could hear anything, that'd be nice. But I'm pretty sure that I can hear it hitting the tank. It makes me feel good. So, this is our feed line to our pump. Let's replace these cracked old hoses here. And let's see if we can breathe any life into our old fuel pump. Might be able to hear it better now. Oh yeah, we've got flow, bro. All right. Hopefully that old pump works. I really don't want to replace it. Pontiac pumps are a pain because you almost exclusively have to do them from the bottom on these if they've got power steering and an alternator on this side. Let's get you back outside, little buddy. Okay. Let's see if there's enough fuel in the bowl to prime this pump. Probably not. But hey, we gotta try right, and I hope we're in park. Don't make me look bad in front of my friends. Look at that, huh? Fuel! Oh shit. We've got fuel, and we must have a hole in our tank return line because we had a giant fuel spill right next to our fire extinguisher. But the pump's working. The pump itself doesn't appear to be leaking, so I think we can run it. We just need to replace probably all of our rubber hoses and hope that the tank holds fuel. Change of plans. It was just a fuel leak. So let's just ixnay the old return line at the pump, and we'll just run our main feed. Hopefully our main feed doesn't have a hole in it too. It's not what you want to see on the end of your scope, but kind of looks and feels like white lithium grease. I can't even get the scope down there and keep the lens visible. In the bottom right corner, I think that's our... Okay, there's our sending unit and everything. It looks pretty tolerable in there, really. And it looks dry, so that probably means there's a hole in the tank. How far in can I get this? Pull it out. See if we've got any gasolina on it. It's got that white greasy stuff on it, but you know, it's not wet, so there might not be any gas in it. Maybe it's evaporated, maybe it got ran out. Maybe there's a hole in that rusty looking tank. But screw it. Let's put gas in it and see what happens. Well, I've got 5 gallons in there and I don't see any gas running out yet, so that's a good sign. Oh, we need to get that dang exhaust pipe off the ground. We're not gonna be able to back up with that there, are we? Okay, well, we've got the front end off the ground. Let's drop the oil in this thing, because God knows how much Marvel mystery oil is in there. All right, we got oil change, we got fuel hooked up. Let's see if it'll pull off the tank. don't know, we haven't ran out of fuel yet. Fuel yet. We gotta get it out of here for the night. Let's try firing it back up and see if we can get it outside. Oh, you gonna restart for us, little buddy? Starter wasn't very jazzed about it. But it's doing it. Transmission feels a lot better now. This thing needs a tune-up in a bad way. There we go. Oh man, we hit second already. Can you believe that? Keep in mind, we've done nothing to try to make this car run better. Yeah, it's trying to shift into second right now. Power steering's working good. £40 of oil pressure. That oil was thin, but I don't know, it wasn't gonna lock the engine up, and I didn't see any water in it, so. All right, now I guess we try to get it to run better. So it's back in the shop. That's cool. The fuel pump hung in there over the weekend. I'm gonna let the engine cool down before we do a tune-up on it. There's a couple things I want to address in the meantime though. We gotta do some weight reduction on this thing, and by weight reduction I mean, let's get rid of the hood insulation. Let's get all the junk out of the cab. This is just disgusting. All this stuff's gonna be flying around, hitting me in the eyes when I'm trying to drive it. And we're gonna rip out that headliner. That's chock full of, well, whatever's left of it is holding a mouse nest in it, so that can go too. Let's just do some house cleaning, huh? Yeah, see all that junk? That's what we're trying to prevent from landing on our heads. We're gaining though. Getting the bulk of it out. We'll get everything else ripped off the ceiling. We'll take the vacuum to it. Well, you could about ride around in your Sunday best in this thing, so long as you didn't have to go down any gravel roads. Them floored plugs kind of turned into nothing once we broke the vacuum out, but I'm feeling a lot better about cruising around in the thing now. I don't think I'm gonna have to wear goggles. All right, we got that handled. Let's move on to our much needed tune-up. Plugs, rotor, cap, and wires done to this deal. Let's see if that helped our case at all. Can't hurt, right? I don't feel bad about doing this because even if I don't keep the car as a whole, well, I'm still going to use the engine. I can still use all those parts again. It's still not perfect, but it's better. It is improved upon. All right, get all the tools cleared off, then suppose we'll move it back outside. A little more lively now. You're gonna be plumb scared of this thing. Put another quart of ATF in it. less sluggish now. Yeah, we pretty much have front brakes only, it feels like. We need to leave ourselves a little stopping room. Who's to say we're not gonna blow a brake line? There's second. How much brake do we have? We have enough. Okay, before we do that again, we're gonna make sure we lube up all the exhaust linkage this time. We're not gonna have another 63 Catalina incident. It sounds a lot better, honestly. The car's not as shaky anymore. We're gonna get, you know, ugly results on this side because we don't have a pipe at all, but I don't know, I think we're getting pretty close to being able to drive this sucker around. Check it out, 1, 2, killer. I know that y'all come for the Pontiacs and stay for the shoddy exhaust work. If you'll recall, we were missing a piece that went from about here up to the manifold. So I dug around the storage building and, oh, I gotta get that off of there. I found a chunk of pipe that was already flared. So it looked to be about the correct length, and it doesn't have any bends in it, obviously, but it's just kind of rubbing on, you know, the transmission cross member and the floor support. But that's what the old Daytona 3-ton jack is for. We cut it off right before the muffler, found a 2-inch coupler and a couple of 2 1/4 inch exhaust clamps, which is gonna be good enough. We're mainly just doing this to prevent fire. As you'll recall, that manifold is shooting straight at the ground, and I don't want to cook my starter wiring, or my starter for that matter, and I don't want to start a grass fire. So this is why we're going through this extra effort. Plus it's going to sound better, you know, having 2 mufflers and such. So just got to run these 2 clamps on and take some baling wire, lift up the other pipe, and I think we're going to be road ready. Never mind the fact that these are 2 1/4 clamps. They're going to do the same thing. We just need it to bite. And this exhaust is already inherently low, so I kind of angled the clamps so that I could get the impact on it, but keep the ends away from the ground. Kind of hope the window goes back up again. Put another quart of ATF and it seems to go into gear a lot better now. I think that's, I don't know, at least 4 quarts. It was pretty low. We're not dragging exhaust anymore, that's nice. Oh yeah, it goes right into gear now. Don't hit the old lady. We have oil pressure, and that is all that I can see. things I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have taken all the insulation off the floor, and I shouldn't have ran the exhaust pipe right up against the floor either, because now everything just smells hot. It's fine. We'll assess the situation when we get to the car wash. Never mind the fact that we have to take this thing down the steepest hill in town right now. But hey, it's stopping marginally. If we have any troubles, we'll just duck in behind this building. We'll drive through them T-posts. I don't know what's rolling around in the back. Maybe the trunk was just floppy. Well, we can hear everything back there since there's no back seat, I suppose. Oh my gosh, these tires are no good. I know that comes as a surprise. Checked everything out. The car's not even that on fire, so I don't feel bad driving it into somebody else's structure. Yeah, the transmission seems really happy now. Okay, see if I can get this window up. I think we only need to degrease most of the car. Let's see if we can make this look a little bit nicer. Who am I kidding? It's all dust. That's where we need to degrease at. Windows. Windows, Jeffrey. This is gonna feel good. Oh, that oh yeah. You can see out the windshield now, but I'm gonna try to not to get the roof too much. Look at all the degreaser we've already got in the dash. That's nice. Oh well. I guess the water dripping off the mirror kind of shows us how and why the shifter cable was so locked up. It smells like a turtle tank in this thing. At least we can see out the windows now. I don't have a whole lot of faith in these tires. Let's see if my brother's home. I think we're gonna do it anyways. Yeah, another thing about you know, removing all the floor plugs and stuff like that, there's a lot of insulation lofting up through the pans. I don't know, at least the thing doesn't look like it came out of a swamp now. Let's go hit the road. Starts pretty good all in all. Good oil pressure. Transmission goes right into gear. Brakes are okay. Brakes are front. Pretty responsive, really. Tires are a bit lumpy. But if tires can hold in there, I think we're gonna be okay. I have no idea if we have any lights of the sort. I think that our emergency brake can be operable. Hey, at least we're not skidding front tires when I try to stop, so that tells me that both of them are probably working. I don't know which one I feel worse about driving, that white 60 Catalina or this thing. I need a change though. I need that passenger side window to come down or I'm not gonna make it through this. This is it's about the same level of sketchy as that white 65 convertible that I had out, as far as the feel of the tires and everything goes. I don't know. The brakes feel better on this one, so maybe we'll put it up there with that Catalina. The 60, I should say. The 60 Ventura. That 65 Catalina, though, was probably the most terrifying vehicle I've ever driven, between the brake fade and the lumpy tires. I am fearful that there is going to come a point where I regret not putting a fuel pump in this car. Let's stop at this intersection. It smells very on fire. I don't know, that could be a lot of things. I don't see a trail of smoke behind me or under me at least. It just smells like foliage, you know what I mean? Well, there is smoke coming in the cab. We'll put it right here, right in the middle of this gravel patch. Oh yeah, right next to the ditches that were just mowed. I don't know, I don't see anything crazy. I mean, that is smoke, but it's only on that side. So it's probably just the oil burning off still. Yeah, all I see is oil around the plugs, really. And cooking off the exhaust. Fuel pump is nice and full. I'm hoping that that's water and not glycol. No, that's definitely antifreeze. I don't know what happened here. This thing like got jumped on or something. Okay, so it leaks a little antifreeze. Big deal, huh? I think it's gonna be okay for now. I don't see anything gushing out underneath. I don't know, I think it's all systems go. If we get it on the gravel, then we can't see the smoke at least. The thing just smells like a pile of leaves on fire. Not sure if dust or smoke. I don't know, try not to look at it, right? second. We got a lot of oil pressure. We got 60 pounds, 50, 60 going down the road. I think we're cooking our front brakes off is what we're really doing here. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I think our tires are coming around. Like literally coming back to a round shape. That wasn't even a play on words, let me tell you. That's not a cop, is it? Nope, we're good. Tell you what, I feel a lot better about driving this thing now that there's full exhaust on it. Says we're doing 45. I think I believe it. I don't know. It's pretty close, really. Up around this ravine would be a really bad spot to blow a tire. North of town, I really like it out here. It's really pretty. Power steering's hanging in there. It feels good. Throttle doesn't feel like it's wanted to hang open on me or anything. It's responsive. Too wound up anymore. The only thing that really skeeves me out about it is the tires. Everything else I think I can live with. Okay, I think I take it back about the brakes. Whoa. We just shook rust out of the roof like a salt shaker. Whoa, car. Yeah, the back definitely wants to keep going. So we got 25 pounds oil pressure hot, which isn't bad. We're running at no more than 1,000 RPM, so we're well within spec. I don't know if there's like a pile of cigarettes in the car that's on fire or what, but I smell like ash. I don't see smoke rolling out. How hot are our wheels, huh? That one's not bad. No, that one's fine. We got a nice full fuel filter. We seem to have burnt off about everything. Wish I knew where the burning leaf smell's coming from, because it's like, it's in my clothes, it's so strong. Yeah, it's just antifreeze, it's okay. There was more than enough to begin with. I think we're all right. I don't see any leaks. We're still cooking some stuff off the exhaust. Come to expect it. Yeah, 20-25 pounds, that's fine. This thing's got all the gears now. Oh, it's doing its thing. Oil pressure goes right up. Now we're at 50, 60 again. Granted, who the heck knows how accurate that gauge is, but it does at least seem to work. Picked a nice day for this, man. I'm gonna watch this video in about January and be so sad about how nice it was today. So all things considered, it went pretty well. We took a car with plates on it from 90, which maybe it wasn't sitting since 90, but those tires are old, man. And this car was last driven when those tires were put on. We got the old 360 horse 455 unstuck. We got the turbo 400 going into all the gears, and we got both tires spinning on the Posi. I don't know what more we could want out of this thing. We're pulling fuel out of the tank. Our cooling system works. All other engine related systems seem to be doing okay. So we're gonna call this one a win. I don't know what we're gonna end up doing with this thing with a wasted roof and quarters full of Bondo, but hey, at any rate, we've got a good parts car for something. We've got a heck of a mill in here that could run even better with probably just a carburetor rebuild. Well, thanks for watching. This one was a lot of fun. Man, I thought that we were gonna have a lot more of a headache than we had, but all in all, it went pretty well. Appreciate you watching. Stay tuned. We got more of these old Grand Prix to put on the channel. See you later.